And you guys are ready to go.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. My name is Tanya. I'm head of people here at Aparavi, and I have my partner in crime here, Patrick. He is our sales development team lead, and we're here today to talk about what's happening at Aparavi, how we're disrupting an industry, bringing an amazing platform to the market. Our team is expanding, and we'll talk to you about our company culture, why we were founded, and the positions that we have open, not only immediately today, but in the next couple of quarters that we see on our roadmap. So we're excited to connect with you, and we look forward to your comments and questions through the YouTube. All righty. So we are Aparavi. We are transforming data chaos into information, valuable information that companies can get at to manage their unstructured data. We're thrilled to be part of Get Hired Summit today and networking with everyone. Like I say, we have positions that are opening now as well as in the future. So making connections today could lead to opportunities in the future, and we're so glad that you're here. So Aparavi was dreamt up, envisioned by our founder, CEO, and our CTO about 3.5, 4 years ago. And what we recently launched is our product called the platform, Aparavi Data Intelligence and Automation. And it's intended to transform data chaos into intelligent information availability that will fuel knowledge and accelerate innovation. So what does that mean? Well, as many of us know, unstructured data continues to grow, and so many companies across the globe have large amounts of unstructured data that continues to grow. And what also continues to happen is a lot of compliance and governance requirements, such as GDPR, Privacy Acts, and lots of other restrictions. And so Aparavi is enabling companies like ever before to get at that unstructured data, to not only satisfy governance requirements, but also to be able to bolt on other tools such as business intelligence, artificial intelligence, to be able to mine their data and make some value out of it. So the value prop for Aparavi, companies using our platform, is that we help organizations find and unlock their data. And some initial success and value add that we've brought to our customers has to do with reducing cost and complexity of getting at your data by 40%. The amount of time from a legal data collections time, around a 50% reduction in that time, 60% reduction in data storage and compute consolidation, which is an incredible savings, and then an 85% increase in automation for areas like I was discussing earlier, governance and compliance. This slide here, I'm not going to read it to you, but I'd like to highlight just a couple areas. So again, Aparavi was founded, as I mentioned, by 2 individuals, and they are true disruptors in the enterprise software and data management sector. And so it was founded on the idea of our role competition is the status quo. Companies just regularly putting their unstructured data over and over again, shoveling it into the cloud. That is the status quo. There's lots of different solutions out there that help companies start to chip away at that and get some more intelligence and automation about how they manage their unstructured data. But for the most part, a lot has not changed in the last couple of decades. And so we're bringing to market sort of a category, we're creating a category showing a whole new way of how to manage your unstructured data. So it's that leadership and that innovation that is the cornerstone of what our Aparavi was founded. And we are thrilled to talk to you more about our company culture and open positions here soon. So founded in fall of 2016, we have been incubating the product, and like I said, released about 6 or 7 weeks ago, the Aparavi platform. In just one vertical alone that we found success, that's in the financial market, there is close to a $6 billion market alone for us servicing that industry with our services. And so we're just starting to scratch the surface, and we have amazing solution use cases that is resonating with the market, and some of them are listed here, such as finding your data, automating classification, to automating your data governance requirements. So we've talked so far about what the platform does from a high level overview and why it's valuable. What's also very important is how we go about delivering this product, how we work together as a team. And I always tell folks when they're considering new opportunities, it's really important to understand the culture and what sort of environment and how people work together is just as important as what they're working to produce. So these are our 3 core values. Number 1, let the product reflect who we are. This means that we are, like I mentioned earlier, disrupting an industry. We want to build purpose-driven solutions with the best in technology. So all of our decisions and how we go about building the product or anything internal that we're building from a process standpoint, customer-facing interaction, we constantly want to let those activities reflect in our product and who we are. And that's about disrupting an industry, adding value, and doing it very smart and leveraging technology to its fullest. Secondly, we build, learn, and succeed together. This is one of my favorite ones. We say here that we run on confidence and humility. So we are confident that as a team, we have the talent to solve the problem that we're bringing to market, but we also have the humility to say, you know what, if we don't know the answer to something, we're going to turn to the team that we have before us and solve it together. So through that vein, everyone in the company is expected to have a voice in the room. And if someone isn't speaking up regularly or making an effort to bring a new idea forward, that's when we view that there's a problem. I've been in some companies in my past lives where speaking up was viewed as not acceptable. You were supposed to just sort of fall in line and follow direction. It's quite the opposite here. And that's what's kept me here for the last 3.5 years. Lastly, simplicity is at the core of everything we do. We give honest feedback to each other so that we deliver a product that is elegant in its simplicity and the value that it can drive for our end users. Patrick, anything you wanted to add to that? Okay. Patrick, if you're on mute, maybe.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, the strength of the company, the strength of what Tanya was talking about is everybody has a voice. Everybody can, when you're in a startup, and the word startup, everybody can contribute. You know, your resources are right there with you. It's not like working with a large company where you have to go and ask 5 or 10 people. And that's why I enjoy being here, because I can give input to an engineer, I can give input to a marketing manager, I can give input to even my CEO. Everybody listens.
That's awesome. Agreed. And to that point, all of these things, the vision for the product, our core values that guide our behaviors to deliver the product, has enabled us to do the following. We have an amazing solution alliance ecosystem that's in place with strategic platform alliances with Microsoft, Pure Storage, Scality, Cumulo, RStore, as well as all of these qualified cloud providers. Our product is cloud agnostic, so we can enable movement of the data to any cloud for the most part that a company, an end user would prefer. And that was by design, right? We are unlocking the freedom of the data, and it's not about, you know, locking you into only needing to use one cloud provider. So this is some amazing key accomplishments that vote our credibility and where we're going to help customers. So having said that, I'd like to have us watch this video. We'll take you through our platform in a really short, to the point video. Here we go. Okay. So with all of that context around our company, I'd like to turn it over to Patrick to walk us through a bit more about the sales development team and how we are hiring now for sales development reps. Patrick.
Yeah, so what I want to say to all of you is, first of all, we're a startup, and I got the honor and the privilege to be with the company starting December 16th. And, I'd worked with some companies like Symantec and McAfee. And when you're with those companies, it's the same, the DNA is sort of the same, but when you're with a startup, what you come to realize is you're part of something that is building. You can be on the ground floor, hence startup. But I think one of the things I did learn is also when you're a startup, you may not have all the things that you had before, but guess what? Your share of resources you can get to anytime. And sometimes you yourself have to make those resources. I've had to do that since being here in December. It's been awesome. I've seen us grow from what we call our FPI product, File Protect and Insight product, to now our new data intelligence product. And just to kind of expand on it, data intelligence is a new segment in the market. We are letting you know what you have when it comes to backup and archiving. You don't know that. And I encourage all you guys to just look at our website and look at data intelligence and then kind of what we're doing. It's sort of, and I hate to use this analogy, it's sort of organizing the junk drawer that is corporate data. So a lot of corporate entities have data that they've been backing up for 6, 7, 8 years. They have no idea what it is. What we do is we go in and classify and index it with our compliance tools. So yeah, it's very exciting. It's a different product. And when you get to a startup, I think the attitude you have to take is, I'm at a startup. This is mine. This is something that I'm building from the ground up. I have my unshared share of resources that I didn't have when I was at a larger company. You can see, imagine somebody being at, and some of our competitors are not really competitors, a company like Veeam or something like that. Imagine Veeam 10 years ago. Well, I see Aparavi as that right now, and imagine you being on the ground floor of being part of that process. So it's a growth process. It's exciting. The company is growing every day. It's just I think it's a wonderful opportunity, but I think what you have to come in realizing is that take the bull by the horns, because you're at a startup.
So Patrick, with the sales development role, can you describe that? So we obviously have our account executive team as well as the sales development. Quickly overview.
Yes. So the sales development role, we're spending a lot of money on marketing, and we've done a lot of lead generation, so on and so forth. So what we need at this time are people who are willing to come in and, first of all, do inside sales. Second of all, we'll be working with the field sales team, and when those leads are of a certain threshold, they'll be thrown over, but you will still be compensated on it. So we're all a team here. We have a small team. We have a growing team. And as far as product knowledge and all that, you will be trained accordingly. It's really I would say it's a unique, it's a new segment within the industry. It's a new exciting segment. It's not security, it's security at some level, but it's also talking about data being data centric. And yeah, my advice is just come in, grab the bull by the horns. We'd love to have you. We have a small team. Nobody will let you fail. Ask questions every day. Just do what you do.
I think that's a great segue. So what we have on the slide here is what we've titled our DNA. This is the DNA that we believe everybody who joins Aparavi should have and live by. And that is to be a leader, a friend, and a sage.
Yep.
And we want to be that for each other internally, as well as for our customers. So when you look at a leader, what we've talked about so far, it doesn't matter your position or your title on the org chart. You assume a leadership role no matter what area of the company that you're in, because we're driving innovation. We're still on the ground floor growing the company. And so everybody needs to want to be that and bring that every day. A friend. So what's a friend? A friend is someone who cares about, you know, your comfort, your well-being, and not just solely their own. And so we want to be that for our clients as well as internally. If someone's in need, how could I help them? Right? If I had a need, Patrick's always checking in with me. How could he help? And vice versa, cross-functionally. And then lastly, sage. A sage is wisdom, innovation, new ideas, someone who's sort of looking out into the future and then pulling it back and seeing how it could apply to today and move forward with it. We're doing that, obviously, with bringing in the new platform and the way companies can manage their unstructured data, but that translates into all of our areas of the business. So how can we be wise and sort of looking ahead at the future, fast forward looking constantly, internally with all our internal processes and externally.
Yeah, and I'd like to add one more thing, Tanya. When it talks about bringing a friend and a sage, I can literally pick up, which I've done last week, talk to my CEO about a question or something I think should be done. That's the beauty of a startup. You can't do that in all other companies. So you are on the foundation. You're part of the building process. I can talk to my CMO. I can talk to my VP of Alliances. I can talk to anybody in the company, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and make a real-time change and take action based on ideas that you brought forward. Yep. So one quick story I'll add too. I joined the company very early on, albeit it was in a part-time capacity and quickly grew to full-time, but I'm the leader for people, human resources, and lots of other hats as you do in a startup. But I started about almost 4 years ago where we had 2 of our current engineers as well as our CTO and our CEO. That was it. So I was employee number 5. And I found it fascinating to work with these individuals and wanted to learn more because they said, we are going to grow fast and we want to have a partner to help us build the culture and build the team from the beginning the right way. So to that end, as we fast forward today, we're almost over 30 people and growing. And with this role that Patrick's talking about, the sales development role, we look for this role to become our bench for future account executives, leaders within the business development team, or if someone ends up wanting to take a different track and moving into customer success in some way, solutions architect, there's lots of different career paths. And so as we grow and scale, that's absolutely something that is a strategic imperative of mine, is to help the company build talent from within. So your career grows as the company grows.
So, and I'll segue on that. Right now, as you look at a larger company, there may not be opportunities that you can go and grow into, but because we are so small, the tentacles haven't yet developed. So you can go anywhere you want to.
That's true. Awesome. So to our moderator, do we have any comments or questions so far coming from the YouTube world?
Yes, absolutely. We have a couple. So the first question comes from Justin, and he's wondering if you guys are looking for senior sales leaders and possibly from other industries. And then question number 2 comes from Carolyn, who is wondering, what are the top qualifications that an SDR candidate should have?
Okay, I'll take the first question and then Patrick jump in as well as take the second question. So in terms of what we're hiring for today, the sales development role we've seen is probably around 2 to 3 years experience, someone that this might be their second job within sales development in technology sales, ideally SaaS. But for individuals that have deeper levels of experience or experience outside of this specific role today, I will be showing shortly our link to our career page, which has in it a link to our talent network. And so you can upload your profile, resume, as well as draft a cover letter explaining to me what it is you're looking to do in your career, because that's the first place in the database that I go to scrub when we have new opportunities coming forward. And then of course, linking in through me through LinkedIn, but definitely getting your information into our site, because what I know today, which I'll go over here in a minute about the roles that we have coming up, may change, because as the velocity of the company picks up, we may be accelerating some roles that we haven't thought of that we needed just yet. Patrick, and what was the second question for Patrick, I think, around what are the qualities he's going to look for in SDR, is that right?
Yes.
You're on mute, Patrick.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to cut down on, I'm so sorry.
It's
I
okay.
would look for, first of all, I would look for someone, and I say this to Tanya all the time, just be a self-starter, just go for it. And I'll be there. Obviously, you have the team, and we're a startup. And I look back, and when you talk about DNA, I look back at the things that we have now that we didn't have maybe back in December. Things are growing, so just ask questions, be straightforward, be honest. I would say be aggressive, be professionally aggressive. Um, just just go for it. Again, you're building something. You're in the foundation of something. So
Mhm.
take it, you make it yours.
Yep, I
You
agree.
know?
And you know, startup is not for everyone. It's not a good, a bad, a right, or a wrong. It's just different. So
Yeah.
Patrick and I have been in larger companies throughout our career, as well as made the decision to go into smaller, medium-sized companies, as well as startup. And he and I have found that being in a startup and building, being in a
Yeah.
builder mode, is really what you know, it excites us and keeps us going. And so we do want to be clear about it, like that attitude of someone who, I always say, is always imagining the possibilities, because that's what you're doing. You're building and imagining possibilities. But as you go about creating and building those possibilities, you're inspired by the obstacles that are going to come around a lot. So yeah, we don't have, you know, everything isn't perfect here in terms of every bit of training already carved out. You're going to be part of helping us build that. But also just someone who's tenacious and curious, and they just don't give up.
Yep. Perfect.
Good.
Love it. All right, we have a few other questions that have come in.
Okay.
These questions are more specifics around positions and what you guys have available. So Ashley's wondering, are you hiring entry-level software developers? And then we have Heba, sorry if I've butchered that. Do you have any open positions in web development? And then Trissa is asking, when you were ready to hire developers, do you ever hire junior devs? Or do you have a pathway for junior devs to get a start with Aparavi, i.e. internship and apprenticeship?
Great. Perfect. Well, I think all those questions line up perfectly with my next slide.
Awesome.
Yeah, love that. So yes, we are hiring now. The link below, aparavi.com/careers/, that will take you to our current positions that are posted. Right below here, what I've listed here is the role we have open now, sales development role that we were just talking about. Upcoming in this year, we will be, in the next couple of weeks, if not sooner, I'll be getting this posted. It's for a hybrid role of a quality assurance / customer success engineer. This individual would help us not only with QA testing, but also the technical support with our customers. And so they'll, again, being a startup, there's duality in roles, multifaceted roles. And as we add more and more customers and scale, this person will have the opportunity to either move towards a dedicated QA role and build their career through that, or stay on the customer success track, technical support. So I think this is a cool opportunity to kind of carve your path and see where you're most successful and where you're most interested in. This role is not super entry level. It's not extremely senior either. Again, probably someone with about 2 to 3 years experience in technology, in SaaS, maybe some sense of what we do from a data management perspective would be preferred. And so this would be, again, kind of a mid-level 2 to 3 year experience role, and that will be being posted soon. In terms of the dev roles, I anticipate early 2021 that we will have, we'll be posting and going out to search and networking with dev roles. Currently, I call it our hashtag best engineering team in the world. They are comprised of very senior architects, as well as their daily coding, contributing to the code every day. Very experienced individuals in our space. But come early 2021, we're going to want to be scaling our team and building roles that can help us grow our engineering talent in-house. And so someone coming in who's had some software development experience, whether it's been in some really meaningful internships / have already maybe had their first role as an engineer, could come on board and be groomed, mentored, developed, as well as contribute to the code, because we'll have reached a point at that point where we could pull projects off of what's needed off the roadmap and be able to scope it correctly for someone less experienced than the current senior architects that we have now. So this is sort of our horizon. Like I said, the best thing to do is go to this link here on our career site, apply to roles that see a match for you today, sign up for a job alert, because then it can notify you as soon as I do put another role out there, and then minimally get your profile and cover letter in there. In your cover letter, make sure you include some keywords about your career goals and what you do, because that helps me search the database. That's the first place I go when I'm looking to connect for openings that we have. All righty. Any other questions we've got going?
There was just a couple more questions asking some specifics about roles that you have open,
Okay.
but I'm gathering that you just want our participants to go right to this link, search what's available, and then with this link, do those people that come to the site, is there a way to sign up for like email updates when new positions are added, or is this something that you would say just mark this as a bookmark and check it back periodically?
Yes. So when, actually, let me just see if I can go there now. Might be easier to show. Is this showing here? Do you see our site?
I don't see it yet, Tanya.
Okay. Let me see if I need to change the sharing of my screen here. Okay, how about now? Do you see our career page?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so that link that I provided on that slide earlier, when you go to this career page, you'll see more about our company and information about who we are. Down here are the current openings, and this refreshes real time as I post new roles. But here is the link to our talent network. Did it follow me to the talent network, Patrick? Can you
Yes,
see
it did.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So this allows you to add your resume, give me a cover letter talking about what you're doing, what you're looking to do, and then register with JobScore. And once you register, then you can do exactly what you were saying, sign up for job alert, and where it can email you and alert you when new roles come through or new activity has been happening on our career page.
And also, please, just to add, for if you guys want to find out more about the company and just knowledge, we're always on LinkedIn, always putting stuff on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I put out there in the comments for everyone to follow up and connect with you guys on LinkedIn, so you should have
Sure.
an onslaught.
It's awesome.
That's great. Well, we are thrilled to be a part of the summit today. We are Aparavi. We are disrupting an industry. We are looking for talent that just wants to come and build something, not only their career, but a company. I should say one last thing. We are all owners in the company. Equity is granted and starts vesting on day one. So it's a very compelling equity program that is intended to be a game changer. When we hit unicorn status and 6, 7, 8 years from now, have hit a valuation where it's maybe time to trigger a major financial transaction, our equity plan is meant to be a really impactful financial reward for all of us. So that we do not have an exit strategy. We're looking to build a very successful business, create a new industry and way of doing things, and then reaping the rewards of the equity that we have.
Fantastic. That's definitely, I'm sure, some icing on the cupcake for some of those interested participants today, and looking for who might be a good partner for them.
Excellent. Well, I
Awesome.
appreciate everybody. Any other thoughts or questions?
Nope, no questions coming in the chat room. You guys quelled them all.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone. Have a wonderful
Thank you.
weekend.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.